No one expected that an ordinary afternoon in Japan would turn into one of the most talked about moments by the army around the world. Without a grand stage, without an official schedule, and without a professional camera, Japan bears witness to a natural portrait of two big names who have lived under constant scrutiny, Taehyung and Jungkook. Not a concert, not a shoot, not a promotional agenda. Just two best friends enjoying the afternoon in the simplest way. The afternoon went slowly. The sun began to fall, the golden light gently touched the city streets, and the air felt cool enough to make anyone want to walk longer. In the middle of the atmosphere, Taehyung and Jungkook are seen. Unobtrusive, not trying to attract attention, and precisely because of this, their presence feels so real. They walk side by side, occasionally stopping, occasionally chuckling, as if the world around them was not waiting for their every move. Initially, only one small story appeared on social media. A fan in Japan wrote that he saw two very similar men, Taehyung and Jungkook, walking casually. There are no clear photos, just a simple description of the aura of calm and togetherness that feels warm. But before long, the story is overtaken by blurry snippets of images, taken from a distance, enough to trigger one thing: conviction. That's really them. The reaction spread quickly. The global timeline turns into one big discussion space. Many were surprised, many were moved, and not a few were relieved. After a long period of silence, absence from the public, and various speculations that had sprung up, this moment felt like an answer that was never spoken. Taehyung and Jungkook didn't disappear because of a big deal. They just chose to live for a while out of the spotlight. What makes this moment so powerful is not the fact that they are in Japan, but rather the way they enjoy that company. No tense expressions, no contrived body language. They look comfortable in silence. Sometimes Jungkook walked a little faster, then turned his head, waiting for Taehyung to catch up. Sometimes Taehyung points to something in the distance, making Jungkook smile a little. Those simple gestures speak louder than 1,000 words. Witnesses said the two were sitting on a park bench, watching the streets begin to fill up by nightfall. No long conversations were clearly audible, but occasional chuckles broke out, light and frank. Laughter that is not intended for cameras, not for fans, and not for anyone other than themselves. This is the side that is rarely seen. Two humans who are not acting as idols. Army, who saw the pieces of this moment, began to take a deep breath. Many claim to have finally calmed down. During this time, any silence was often interpreted as a sign of trouble, conflict, or distance. But that afternoon in Japan proved just the opposite. Silence can mean rest. Togetherness does not always need to be announced, and proximity does not always have to be explicitly displayed. The international media began to report on this incident, but in a different tone than usual. Instead of exaggerated sensations, many highlight the same word: natural. Japan is said to be the perfect setting for this moment. Quiet, not too noisy, and giving someone space to be themselves. Taehyung and Jungkook don't look like two global stars. They look like two people who are enjoying the afternoon after a long and tiring time. For some fans, this moment also feels like a continuation of the small pieces that have been scattered. Jungkook's sentence was considered a joke. Taehyung's reaction was calm, but full of meaning. Silence afterwards. It all feels connected. Japan is not the beginning of a new story, but rather a page that makes it clear what really happened. No big drama, just fatigue and the need to pause. Interestingly, after this moment went viral, there was no official clarification, no explanation upload, no long statements. Taehyung and Jungkook choose to remain silent. And it is precisely in silence that many people feel they have said everything, that they're okay, that they take care of each other, and that not everything has to be explained to the public. That afternoon in Japan ended up being more than just an apparition. It turns into a symbol that behind the hectic schedules, industry pressures, and global expectations, there is still little room to breathe. There is still time to walk aimlessly, sit without an agenda, and laugh for no particular reason. And Taehyung and Jungkook chose to share that space together. Now, as those blurry photos continue to circulate and be discussed from different points of view, one thing is becoming increasingly clear. The moment was not designed to be big news, but precisely because of its sincerity, it became very meaningful. Japan bears witness not to a secret project or grand plan, but to something much simpler and more humane. In the end, what is remembered from that day is not speculation or theory, but feelings. It was a warm feeling to see two people who had given so much to the world, finally giving time to themselves. Japan kept the moment quiet, an ordinary afternoon that turned into an unspoken memory, yet was understood by millions of hearts watching it from a distance. The silence that enveloped the moment actually made room for many deeper interpretations. It's not about sensation, it's about meaning. In the midst of a fast-paced entertainment world demanding uninterrupted attendance, Taehyung and Jungkook's choice to pause felt like a bold decision. They are not avoiding the world, but choosing the right time to listen to themselves. Japan, with its calm and orderly rhythm, becomes a place that allows that to happen without interruption. As the day changed, more and more small details emerged from those who happened to be around the site. Some say the two had stopped for quite a while in a small shop, looking around without buying anything. There are also those who remember how they walked side by side without rushing, as if there was no waiting schedule. These little things, which are usually meaningless to others, are actually important pieces that show how rare moments like this are for them. That a lot of ARMY later realized one thing. Taehyung and Jungkook's togetherness was never about big gestures. No dramatic statements, no action deliberately highlighted. There is consistency in simple things, walking together, being silent together, and sharing small laughs that don't need an excuse. Japan only makes clear what has been felt, but rarely seen in its entirety. Discussions among fans also change direction. From being initially filled with questions and concerns, it slowly shifts into reflection. Many wrote that this moment reminded them of the often forgotten human side of Idol. That behind great achievements, awards, and grandiose stages, there is real fatigue. And that fatigue does not always need to be announced. It is enough to understand. Interestingly, not a few also feel this moment actually strengthens trust. Believe that Taehyung and Jungkook know what they are doing. Believe that they are able to take care of themselves in the midst of the pressure that keeps coming. And believe that their togetherness is not something fragile, but something that has stood the test of time and situation. The following days passed without major surprises. There is no dramatic continuation, no conflict that suddenly arises. But that's exactly where the power of this story lies. It does not need an explosive climax. It stands on tranquility, on top of the realization that not all stories have to end with a clear answer. Some are quite felt. Japan is slowly returning to its rhythm. The same streets are again filled with the steps of strangers who do not know each other. The park bench that had been a witness to the togetherness was empty again. But its traces were left, not physically, but in the memories of those who watched and those who heard his story from afar. For Taehyung and Jungkook, that afternoon may have been just one of many days that finally gave them breathing room. But for the world, the afternoon was a reminder. A reminder that behind every highlight, there is value in simplicity. There is honesty in silence. And there is power in choosing not to always perform. As time goes on and new news comes in turn, this moment may slowly sink from the main page. But for many, it will remain a quiet portrait of two people who choose to be fully present in one ordinary afternoon without any demands. And maybe that's what makes it so valuable. Not because of who they are, but because of how they live the moment. Japan did not record it as a major event in the history of entertainment. But for the millions of hearts watching from a distance, that afternoon was proof that in the midst of the hustle and bustle